welcome everybody. I'm Michael. I'm very happy to welcome you today for the very first session of Joy of Learning. And I'd like to welcome you also in the name of the other members of the Auroville Campus Initiative. This is Min and Lalit, who must have sneaked out. And then, of course, I'd like to welcome you also in the name of our today's speaker, that is Lyle and Divya. And then we have Suhasini and Chandresh, who will join us later for the panel discussion. And of course, we have today our moderator, Alan. Now, since this is the very first of its kind, I'd like to give you a very short history or an idea how this event came into existence. The Joy of Learning is part of an activity that the Auroville Campus Initiative is doing. Those of you who may have joined one of our earlier presentation may know what the Campus Initiative is doing. We're basically interested in bringing together adult educational opportunities that are here in Auroville, bring them on or consolidate them on a larger network. So to explore together more opportunities, to see how we can together create a larger voice, that we come on a common platform in order to share our knowledge and increase it. So as we're doing this work, and more of that will become, I believe, visible in the next few weeks and months, one question stayed with us, and that is actually how can we bring education in a forum to Aurovilians? Do we have an educational forum for Aurovilians? And the answer to that is actually no, which is quite surprising considering the fact how diverse and often complex the many problems are that we're facing. Usually Aurovilians learn when we have a very severe situation at hand, more or less severe, but then a lot of information is being thrown at us, but often it just focuses on that little tiny island and doesn't give us the larger overview that is needed for in-depth understanding, to come to new opportunities, to new options and looking at things. And what is actually even more difficult is that often we are emotionally involved when these things happen. We might be biased, and learning may not give us the result that we actually want. So in order to circumvent that, we would like to have and establish a learning forum that disconnects learning from the prerequisite of having to solve a particular problem. That said, doesn't mean that we don't want to have a forum that cannot help to solve problems in the future. So this is something that is very dear to us, to look into the very different areas that we have in Auroville. Keep in mind, we all are in a way experts in the very field that we are active in, but that does not mean that we know everything about all the other fields that are going around us. So once again, it is good to have an opportunity to ask a question, to learn about the many aspects that Auroville have, be it economy, be it town planning, be it governance, be it land matters. So there are many different fields where we can and have to, let's say, reconnect to in, I would say, an inspiring and at the same time creative environment. So today, the very first session that we're going to have is going to be on economy. And so even though this is for today, so we will give you actually a rather broad overview about economy as such. And in the next session, we will have, most likely, talking a bit more specifically about the functioning of commercial and service unit, the Auroville maintenance systems, or others. When I say or, we would like your input on this as well.